When I say wake up and win, I'm not just talking about opening your eyes in the morning. I'm talking about waking up your spirit, waking up your hunger, waking up your fire. Life doesn't reward those who wait for the perfect moment, it rewards those who create it. Every single morning you have two choices: to keep dreaming with your eyes closed, or to wake up and chase those dreams with your eyes open. Winning is not about luck, it's about discipline, grit, and resilience. I've faced failures, rejections, and moments where the world said you can't. But every time I heard that, I woke up sharper, stronger, hungrier. Winning doesn't always mean a trophy or applause. It means conquering the voice inside you that says give up. It means getting up one more time when life knocks you down. It means turning pain into power and fear into fuel. So, wake up today and remind yourself you are not ordinary. You are built to rise, built to break limits, built to shine. Winning isn't for a few chosen ones. It's for those who dare to show up every day, no matter what. So don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for someone else to believe in you. Wake up, take charge, and win your life on your own terms, because the greatest victory is not against others. It's against the version of yourself that refuses to try. Rise early, because the world belongs to those who refuse to stay asleep while opportunities are passing them by, and every single morning is a fresh battlefield where your discipline, your focus, and your willpower will be tested before the sun even rises. And when you choose to wake up early, you're not just starting your day sooner, you are telling yourself that you are in control, that you are not waiting for life to dictate how your hours will flow, but instead you are dictating to life how it should respond to you. And there is something powerful about those early hours, the silence, stillness, the sense that while most people are sleeping, you are building, sharpening, and preparing for victories that they will only dream about. And waking up early is not about being rigid. It is about giving yourself that edge, that head start, that sense of clarity that says you are ahead of curve and you are ready to step into your greatness with purpose. Rise strong, because it is not enough to just open your eyes and drag yourself out of bed. Strength comes from intention. It comes from deciding that today you will not live on autopilot, but you will rise with fire in your heart, certainty in your steps. When you rise strong, you remind yourself that you are not a victim of yesterday's failures or doubts. You are a warrior of today's possibilities, and you are capable of rewriting the story every single morning. Strength is not just physical, it is emotional, it is mental, it is spiritual. It is standing tall even when your circumstances are trying to pull you down. It is breathing deeply and saying, I will not surrender, I will not slow down, I will not dim my light just because the world finds it too bright. Rising strong is about energy. It is about shaking off excuses and showing up in your full power no matter what challenges lie ahead. Rise early, rise strong, because the first choice you make every morning sets the tone for the rest of your day. And when you wake up with determination, you are aligning yourself with a rhythm that attracts focus, success, and growth. Every great leader, every achiever, every dreamer who turned vision into reality understood the power of mornings, the hours before the noise, before the chaos, before distractions steal your attention. Those hours belong to you. And when you own them, you own your life. Rising strong is about refusing to snooze, not just the alarm clock, but snoozing on your purpose, snoozing on your goals, snoozing on your destiny. It is about saying today, I will show up for myself today. I will do what I promised myself I would do today. I will not wait for motivation. I will create it with action. And every single sunrise becomes a reminder that life is not waiting for you, it is moving forward. And the only way to keep up and to win is to rise early, rise strong, and rise with an unshakable belief that you are meant to conquer. Conquer your mind first, because every victory you will ever achieve begins in the unseen battlefield of your thoughts. And if your mind is cluttered with doubt, fear, and hesitation, you will always feel as if the world is against you, when in reality it is your own thinking that is holding you back. Your mind can either be your greatest ally or your strongest enemy, and learning to train it, discipline it, and channel it toward growth is the most powerful act you can commit to each day you wake up. And before the world throws its noise at you, there is that quiet moment where you decide who you are going to be and what you are going to fight for. And if in that moment you choose strength, if in that moment you choose belief, if in that moment you choose to silence the voice that says you are not enough, then you have already won half the battle, because nothing on the outside can break you if you have mastered what is within you, and that mastery does not come overnight. It comes with practice, with patience, with constantly reminding yourself that you are capable of more than your fears are willing to admit, and that your potential is far greater than your limitations are trying to convince you. Conquering your mind is about focus and clarity. It is about not allowing distractions to scatter your energy in 100 directions, but instead pulling all of it toward one burning vision, and guarding it fiercely, because the world will constantly try to test you with temptations, doubts, comparisons, and negativity, and unless you have built strength within your mind, you will find yourself bending to those pressures. But if you build a fortress in your thoughts, if you learn how to redirect your focus every time it strays, if you learn how to feed your mind with courage instead of fear, with faith instead of doubt, with vision instead of distractions, then you begin to take control of your destiny. Your mind is the engine of your life. It is the captain of your ship. It determines whether you will drift aimlessly or sail with purpose, and the ones who win are not the ones who simply work hard, but the ones who work with an unshakable mindset that refuses to quit. Conquer your mind first, because the world can only take away from you what you have allowed it to take. And when you are mentally unbreakable, you become unstoppable. When you decide that no matter what comes your way, you will not lose focus, you will not lose belief, you will not lose your sense of direction, then nothing can defeat you. Circumstances may slow you down, obstacles may challenge you, but they cannot destroy you, because your inner strength becomes a shield and a weapon at the same time. And when your mind is clear and strong, every decision becomes intentional, every step becomes powerful, every action becomes a declaration that you are in charge of your own story. The truth is that the greatest victories do not happen on the stage, in the spotlight, or in front of applause. They happen in silence within you, when you choose to conquer the fear, the doubt, and the hesitation that lives inside, and transform them into faith, courage, and resilience. That is when you begin to realize that nothing on the outside can overpower the one who has already conquered the inside. Setbacks are not signs that you are failing, they are signals that you are growing. They are lessons in disguise, waiting to be uncovered and transformed into the fuel that pushes you closer to your dreams. Every person who has ever created something extraordinary has faced moments when life threw obstacles in their path, moments where plans collapsed, opportunities slipped away, and rejection felt like the loudest sound in the room. But those moments were never the end. They were the beginning of a deeper strength. Setbacks strip away comfort zones. They expose the areas that need to be sharpened. They build resilience. They make you question how much you want something. And when you rise from a setback, you rise stronger, more focused, more determined than before, because you have already tasted difficulty and learned how to push beyond it. And that experience is priceless. The truth is, setbacks are teachers. They are mirrors that reflect the parts of you that must be refined. They train you in patience, discipline, humility, and perseverance. They teach you that success is not about everything going right, but about how you respond when everything seems to go wrong, when the door shuts on your face. It forces you to find another entrance when the opportunity slips away. It challenges you to create your own when people doubt you. It pushes you to build so much belief in yourself that no outside voice can shake it. And when you look back, you realize that the very moments you thought were breaking you were actually making you, because those setbacks built your strength and turned your pain into power, your doubt into determination, your failure into fire. And without those lessons, you would never be able to carry the weight of your victories. Turning setbacks into strengths is about shifting your perspective from "why did this happen to me" into "what is this teaching me?" It is about refusing to let temporary defeat convince you that your destiny has been denied. It is about embracing the process, knowing that growth often comes wrapped in challenges, and that the discomfort you feel today is shaping you into the person capable of holding tomorrow's success. Every scar becomes a reminder, not of how you fell, but of how you healed. Every struggle becomes evidence of your ability to survive and rise again. And every failure becomes a stepping stone that strengthens your foundation, so that when the next storm arrives, you are no longer shaken, because you have already walked through the fire and emerged stronger. Setbacks are not the enemy, they are the architects of strength. They are the hidden allies of your future success. And when you learn to embrace them and transform them, you become unstoppable. Excuses are the comfort zone of the weak. They sound convincing, they feel safe, but they steal your potential and rob you of the life you deserve. Every time you say, "I will start tomorrow," or "I don't have enough time," or "the conditions are not right," you are placing chains around your own future, limiting your growth. The truth is, no one ever achieved greatness by waiting for the perfect moment, because there will never be a perfect moment. The conditions will never be ideal, the resources will never feel enough, and the path will never look completely clear. Action is what makes the path appeal. Action is what creates opportunities. Action is what transforms ideas into results. And when you choose action over excuses, you are choosing courage over fear, discipline over laziness, and progress over stagnation. Because every step you take, no matter how small, moves you closer to the vision that you carry within you. And excuses will always try to sound louder, but action is the voice that creates real change. Taking action is about committing to movement even when you don't feel ready. It is about trusting yourself enough to take the first step without having all the answers, and believing that clarity will come as you go forward. Excuses are born from hesitation, from fear of failure, from comparison to others who seem to have more, but action cuts through all of that. It silences doubt. It pushes past fear. It proves to you that progress is possible. And with every action you build momentum. Momentum is what carries you from one victory to the next. Many people spend their lives planning, dreaming, talking about what they want to do, yet they never see results because they confuse preparation with progress. But those who act, those who step forward, even imperfectly, even clumsily, are the ones who eventually create success, because they understand that movement creates opportunity while excuses create regret. The power of action is that it compounds. The small choices you make daily become the foundation of extraordinary results. And every time you replace an excuse with action, you build a stronger version of yourself. You begin to trust your ability to execute. You begin to see that the gap between where you are and where you want to be is not filled with excuses, but with consistent effort. Action says, "I am serious about my dreams." Action says, "I am willing to work through discomfort." Action says, "I will not wait for luck or permission. I will create my own path." Excuses may feel comforting in the moment, but they only leave you with unfulfilled dreams, while action, though it demands effort, discipline, and sometimes sacrifice, gives you the satisfaction of growth and the strength of progress. The truth is, those who act win because they refuse to let excuses lead their lives. And when you choose action over excuses consistently, you build a life that is not only successful, but also meaningful and unstoppable. Owning your victory means recognizing that success is not something handed to you. It is something you claim with your sweat, with your persistence, with your courage. And too often people wait for the world to validate them. They wait for applause. They wait for recognition. They wait for someone to tell them they have made it. But the truth is, victory is not about the crowd. It is about the commitment you made to yourself, and the fulfillment you feel when you keep that commitment, when you push through obstacles, when you sacrifice comfort, when you rise after failure and still keep moving forward. That is victory, and it belongs to you, and no one can take it away from you. Owning your victory also means refusing to let others define it, because what looks like success to someone else may not be what sets your soul on fire. And if you chase their definition, you may win the race, but lose yourself. So own your definition of success, own your journey, own your win, because the victory that matters most is the one that aligns with who you truly are. To own your victory, you must also own your struggles, because victory without struggle is empty. It is the hard nights, the doubts, the tears, and persistence in silence that make victory meaningful. The truth is, every scar, every challenge, every rejection is part of the story. And if you ignore them, you ignore the very foundation that built you. Owning your victory is about being proud of where you came from and grateful for the lessons you gained along the way, because those lessons shaped you into the person who can carry the weight of success. It is easy to want the glory, but what gives the glory its shine is the journey behind it. When you own your struggles, you no longer feel ashamed of them. Instead, you wear them as proof that you survived, that you rose, that you transformed. And that transformation is the greatest victory of all, because it builds not just results but resilience, not just success but strength. Owning your victory means standing tall and declaring without hesitation that you earned it, because humility does not mean denying your hard work. Humility means acknowledging the grind while still keeping your feet on the ground. You don't need anyone's permission to celebrate your progress, and you don't need anyone's approval to call yourself a winner, because the real victory is internal. It is when you look in mirror and know you gave your best. It is when you see the growth in yourself. It is when you recognize that the person you are today is stronger than the person you were yesterday, and that evolution is the essence of winning. So own your victory, fully own the sacrifices that led you here, own resilience that carried you here, own the courage that defined your path, because when you stand in your truth and claim your win, you inspire others to do the same, and that ripple effect is the most powerful legacy any victory can create.